Hi, guys. This is a little bit different from the usual content that I put out on Making Money Matter, but I thought it was important just to cover a couple of things off. I've been getting a lot of feedback from people that I either speak to or who send me messages that are either a little bit confused or doing it a little bit tough at the moment, especially during these times where we have inflation very sticky, here to stay. The threat of interest rates going up a little bit more. Some people's mortgages coming off their fixed rates. And so there's a lot of people out there that literally are struggling paycheck to paycheck. This morning I was talking to Dr. Mark Farber. You can see that interview on the channel tomorrow. But he was saying that in the US alone, over 66% of Americans are struggling paycheck to paycheck. And I suspect it's quite similar here in Australia. I'm hearing about people that are struggling to pay their rent, struggling to pay their mortgage, etc. But here's one of the things that I want to share with you. It is so important that you have, number one, the right mindset. And that sounds a bit woo-woo, but it's true. There's been many proven theories, if you like, saying that if you have an abundant mindset rather than a lack mindset, then things will start to happen for the best. It's rather like if people are always saying, oh, you don't know, I'm so unlucky. Well, yeah, sure. You will continue to be unlucky, but be grateful. Start figuring out that life has a way of rewarding you if you can only see that the opportunities are there if you take them. Now, that again sounds a bit woo-woo, but here's a couple of tips that I want to share with you all today. Now, it doesn't apply to everybody, but for those of you out there that might be doing it a little bit tough right now, let me make a suggestion. First of all, have a budget. Now, I've asked people in the past, do you have a budget? Yes. Do you stick to it? No. Well, as Graham Home from Infinity would say, you don't have a budget. So let's start with the basics. Figure out what you need on a day-to-day, let's just say a weekly basis. What is the minimum amount that you need to spend to be able to get by? I was listening to someone just recently that said that they cannot do without 2 coffees, takeaway coffees per day. Per day. 2 takeaway coffees, and let's just call it, for ease of argument, $5. And I know, quite frankly, it's probably more than that, but let's just say it's $5 a day. Times 2, right? That's $10, and there's 7 days in a week. That's $70 every week, or $280 every month, or just over $3,000 in a year. Now, what if you decided that you could only do it 1 coffee 5 days a week? You would be saving yourself close to $2,000 in a year. So when I hear people say, you don't understand, I don't have, I say, I absolutely understand. Because one of the things that I want you to look at is, what are your needs and what are your wants? Because your needs and your wants are very, very different. Secondly, what I want you to do, once you've figured out what your weekly budget is and you stick to it, then I want you to take out cash. I know, dirty word these days. I want you to take cash out on a Sunday night. And let's just say that your weekly budget is $500. Again, I don't know your circumstances, so I don't have a clue. But let's just say your weekly budget is $500. You take that $500 out if you can. Well, you can at the moment, maybe not. You can't do it from Macquarie Bank, of course, but you might be able to do it from others. Anyway, take your $500 out in cash, put it in your wallet. Then instead of doing the tap, tap, taparoo, every time you go to buy something, you use cash. Now, if they turn around and say, we don't accept cash, that's fine. Go somewhere else. Because if they don't take cash at that coffee shop, I guarantee they'll take it somewhere else. So go find the places that actually accept cash. The other thing you'll find is that instead of tap, tap, taparooing, and that $5 becomes $5.09 or $5.16, you pay cash, $5 is $5. Again, not large amounts, but you know what? A little bit here and a little bit there, being aware of where your hard-earned money is going, or should I say currency, because that's what it is. It's the funny money. But if you end up finding out that when you look in that wallet of yours on Thursday and wow, I've already spent my 500. Well, guess what? You're going to go and have to be very creative on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until you can take out the next lot of cash. Why do I tell you to do this? Because I want people to be much more aware and awake as to where their hard-earned wealth is going. So here's the things that I want you to do this week. I want you to work out what is your budget. And don't go crazy. Figure out, almost make it a game. What's the least amount that you can spend in a week? Make it on things that you actually need rather than things that you actually want. Take that out in cash on a Sunday, use that up during the week. And by the way, if you have leftover funds on the Sunday, that is going to be the start of your investing money. Correct your investing money. And even if you don't have that much, you can buy one silver coin, and you do what we call stacking over time. So those are my thoughts for today. I'm going to come back about once a fortnight and give you my thoughts on how we can do better at getting ourselves out of this trap of constantly living paycheck to paycheck. And I do see it from people quite often. So I don't want any of our community out there to be in the trap. So let's get out of the trap. Let's be aware of where our money is being spent, our currency is being spent, and let's get educated about why we're not understanding where our money is going. Now, the other thing, let you all know, I want to see each and every one of you at the Australian Gold Conference. And for those of you that say, I can't afford it, never ever use those words, I can't afford it, bad words to use. You can, or if you say to me, but I work, that's okay. We've got a free educational evening sponsored by Bullion Now on Monday evening of the 26th of August at Crown Towers in Sydney. We're going to explain to you all the different ways that precious metals that you can get involved, and it's not that hard. Because I can tell you now, governments around the world have got so much debt, they're swimming in debt, they're going to continue to print currency, and the more currency that gets into the market, the less valuable it becomes, and the more valuable real assets become. And by real assets, in my opinion, not financial advice, I am not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, that equates to hard assets such as property, gold, silver, precious metals, if you like. All right, so make sure you check back in tomorrow, where I will be putting up the interview I did with Dr. Mark Faber. He is the author of the Gloom, Boom, Doom Report. Sorry, I should say Gloom, Doom, Boom Report. And he is a really deep economic thinker. So have a listen to that tomorrow. But for now, thanks so much for listening. I wish you all the best. Share if you like this, please subscribe, share. It really helps me grow the channel. And I want to continue growing and bringing you all value where I can. Write your comments below. Tell me what else I can do to help you as we navigate these crazy times. Thanks for joining me here on Making Money Matter.